people have come and sort of appreciated the flavors, or they've been so happy about the dish they could prepare. I used to get gratification by treating patients, and I'm now sort of treating their gut in some form, right? So that's how it has been.
On today's episode of Spill the Tea with LLIB, we have the amazing Jyoti Sachdev. So can you share with our listeners a little bit more about your business and the aspects that set it apart?
So the concept is not new. Spice blends have been available in a market for ages now. But I think what sets our business apart is the authenticity and the traditional flavors. And also, I have been very particular about the health benefits. So I've not added any additives, any preservatives or colors to it. And they're all sort of freshly prepared in small artisan batches. So I think that's what is different, if I may say, from the rest of the commercially available blends.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And tell us more about the business then. So what is this business that you have created?
So I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I'm a doctor by profession. I work as a GP. And I think since childhood, I had two dreams. I wanted to be a doctor, but I also wanted to be a businesswoman. Don't know why, but I had these two parallel dreams. Doctor, of course, I became, and I love my profession and work, and I'm a practicing GP. But this sort of business got put aside, and then had a family and a lot of other responsibilities. So this sort of never happened. Yeah. When I turned 50, I thought, I can't delay this anymore if I really want to do it. But didn't have an idea which was not too big, not too complicated, and I could still do it. When COVID came, my colleagues were just one day cribbing that, we can't even have an Indian curry because of the lockdown, So I said, why don't I just do some blends for you at home, and I'll give you the recipe, I'll handwrite it for you, and you can just do it. They said, but we are not used to Indian cooking. I said, don't worry, I'll make it as simple for you as possible. So I took the blends in a small, those Ziploc packets for them with the handwritten recipe. And lo and behold, they were so excited when they cooked it, because they said, oh my God, we can't believe we are eating this. Yeah. It's so delicious and so authentic. We've never ever had this in a restaurant in UK as well. And then I rolled it out to my friends who, used to always love our cuisine, and they used to love the flavors in our house. And they were like, oh my God, we feel we're eating in your house. So I thought that was a very big compliment coming from somebody who's not used to Indian cooking and is telling me that they are literally feeling they're eating in my house, which is, we have sort of grown in that household. Yeah. So that's where the concept came from. So I said, why don't I do this for public and roll it out to, a bigger audience? And then I also sort of studied the market, and I thought, there are hundreds of blends available. Why do you want to do this? It's not a new project, as I said. But the difference I felt from my blends was that they were very authentic. Yeah. They were freshly prepared, and they had no additives or majority of the blends we see in the market have, either the color or the preservatives or additives or whatever. And also, most importantly, whatever cooking experience or knowledge I have is from my mum, who's an absolutely amazing cook. Like, she was famous in our family, in our friends. Even till date, if I go to India, my friends say, we miss your mum's cooking. We miss that dish, Like, this is after 35, 40 years, they're appreciating that, So they still remember the flavors. So I thought, I'm so fortunate. I've been brought up in a household where I've had such good food, and I am a doctor. I know the sort of importance of healthy cooking. Yeah. I'm so particular about what I eat in my house. Why don't I roll out that concept to the wider audience, if I may say? Yeah. So that's where the concept came from. And then, because I was sort of oh, but how will I do it? So I thought, okay, I'll just create it at my level, whatever comes to my mind. So whatever packaging you see, the cards, everything, whatever came to my mind, I created it. And it was such a beautiful journey that I thought, oh, it doesn't matter what the end result of this journey is. I'll just do it because it's bringing me so much of joy.
Yeah.
And then when I was thinking of the name, and I was just sitting and reading some book, and there was this quote about something totally different. And it said on the heading, this French word saying, joie de vivre. And I said, "Wow, how beautiful is that? That's joy of living. And this is like I'm bringing joy from my home to somebody else's home." So, when I told some people in the marketing that this is what I'm thinking, some of my relatives or friends who are in marketing, they said, "No, you can't keep a French name. You're selling Indian spice blends." And I said, how does it matter? We're all talking of diversification here, right? So here I am promoting Indian food to non-Indian people.
Yeah.
So why can't I have a very beautiful name, which sort of,
Yeah.
So maybe I've gone against the grain. I do not know. But I've just done whatever has come to my mind. And all I can say is I've really enjoyed the journey. And it has been an absolute joy, or that gratification feeling when people have come and sort of appreciated the flavors, or they've been so happy about the dish they could prepare. So I started feeling, oh, this is like, I used to get gratification by treating patients, and I'm now sort of treating their gut in some form, right? So that's how it has been.
I think it's more than the food as well. I think what we can see from the outside is that you are bringing families together. The joy of cooking is that mindfulness of being in the kitchen and just having a break from everything else and just being so into the cooking and into family and into creating that perfect dish that it's just so mindful to cook and to just have that happy time. So you must love to cook in your kitchen.
Yes, I have. That's as I said, it has made me so happy when I get these compliments. Oh, my son is such a fussy eater, but today he sat and ate the whole meal. Or we had cooked for 2 days, but we finished the whole batch in one go.
Yeah.
And it's not only about other families. I feel it has brought our family together in the sense that I've got 3 beautiful daughters. My husband is a busy surgeon, but we all 5 sit down on the table doing the packaging together because everything is home done, we're not sort of taking any help from an external source at the moment, except for, of course, the printing, the boxes and everything. But otherwise, everything we're doing at home. So it's such a joy. We all 5 of us sitting, putting the cards in, packaging, making sure, and then learning from our mistakes. Because we have made... you make these minor mistakes of putting the wrong card or doing something like that. And it has been such a joy to, discuss that as a family. Oh, how can we fix this? How can we make this better, So it's been really nice.
Do you know, your face just lights up. I think the business name is incredibly apt because when you speak about your business, you can see the joy that it's brought you. And how happy the business makes you. And that's, I think lots of our guests have that. It's that you've lit up from the inside.
Yeah, it's like having a baby all over again, right?
Yeah.
So I think, it's like your baby and now you're watching it grow,
Yeah.
and you want to do the best for that baby, so it's exactly like that, I would say.
Yeah.
So what do you want from the business? Where do you see it going? Do you want a huge business that's in shops or, what do you want for Joy to be?
I would love it. Famous, rich.
Yeah.
A book.
Everybody having the Indian spice blends.
Yeah.
Yes, I would love it. But yes, I would like to take each step as it comes. I would like to grow it in an organic, graceful manner rather than pushing my way kind of a thing. So even if you go to my Insta page or I'm just doing it very naturally, what's coming to me rather than hiring 10
that.
people and promoting it because in that sort of, what should I say, in that commercialized way.
Yeah.
So I don't think so at the moment. I want to go down that route.
Yeah.
But yes, I do want to promote it, and I genuinely want people to have that experience
Yeah.
of having an authentic, flavorful dish on their table without the faff of
Yeah.
what comes with the Indian cooking, because we all know that Indian cooking can be quite complex.
Yeah. And I love the part earlier where you were talking about the Indian takeaway and the taste of that side of things. That Indian takeaway can be quite unhealthy, can't it? And so what you're doing then is bringing the health benefits to cooking from
table,
home
yeah.
as well.
Yes, definitely. So, we know that, I think after COVID, everybody has suddenly become more conscious of health. We always should have been, but now we are more conscious.
Yeah.
We all are sort of, if you see, there's a big trend of moving towards healthy eating. People have started cooking more at home. People want simple food rather than, eating heavy processed food. Unfortunately, because things which are available in the market are mass produced or commercially, they have to add something for the longer shelf lives, or
so
to
true.
give that extra kick, which some people want. So this concept is really promoting healthy eating, and also, as you said, it's promoting healthy habits in the family of cooking your own food, maybe cooking as a family, sitting together and eating as a family. So there are lots of positive in that, not just
Yeah.
the flavor, I feel.
Yeah. And if you could be remembered for one thing, what would it be?
In terms of my business or generally?
Oh, you could
Generally
do both.
or both, yeah.
I think both. My authenticity. I think if you would ask any of my friends, I'm quite a honest, straightforward person.
Yeah.
And I think that's the
100%.
philosophy behind my business as well, that I want to do a very authentic, whatever I do, whether I do little, I do big, but I want to do it very authentically.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so when you have your beautiful meals at home, and I sometimes have a nice cup of tea with my evening meals, which I should have water really, shouldn't I? And I make my cup of tea a certain way, so the tea that we're drinking today. How do you make the perfect cup of tea?
So normally I love my tea first of all.
I love mine.
So normally in my day-to-day routine, we would have the typical English breakfast tea where, we add the tea bag in a hot cup of water. And I prefer, I don't know how many would agree to this, but I don't add milk. I add the coffee mate powder to my tea.
Wow.
Because I love the flavor.
Wow.
And I add half a spoon of sugar. So I'm sorry, I shouldn't be adding it, but I love that bit of sugar in that. But if I was to really, in one of those cold mornings, if I really want to enjoy a good cup of tea, especially when our friends are out, then I think what's famous in our house is the masala tea.
Really?
Where we sort of brew it on the hob with hot water, milk, and we add all the spices in that. So ginger, so that's the spice lady coming in there.
Yeah.
So the ginger and peppercorns, cloves, cardamom, and then we brew it for some time with the tea leaves or tea bag. And I think that is sort of at a different level, but it's time consuming to make that tea.
Yeah.
So
Sounds
I won't
incredible.
have it every day.
Yeah.
But that's a special treat.
Wow.
sounds
So
incredible.
neither team Cal
Now
nor
the team,
team
no,
Clare.
but it sounds like a better
But
team, doesn't it? It does sound
But
like a better team.
Your very own team.
Yeah.
If you could spill the tea with anyone, who would it be? If you could have a
nice
cup of tea with anybody in the world.
I've got a best friend in India, and our joke is that we keep on sipping on the tea and keep on laughing nonsensically.
Oh.
So I think it would be her, if I can say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no better person to spend a minute with having a cup of tea than a good friend, is there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. We can't wait to see where your business goes, and we definitely cannot wait to taste some of this beautiful Indian food. We definitely can't wait. In fact, There's some waiting right there for us over
that you brought today, which is so kind, which is really, really so kind.
No, I thought I should bring the true flavour to the to the podcast.
Thank you so much.
We should encourage that with any guests who make any type of food. You have to bring the food to the podcast show so that we can taste the food. But that is amazing, and you have been such a beautiful, amazing guest. And like we said, we cannot wait to dive in and to eat your incredible creation. You're beautiful. Your business is beautiful. And thank you so much for being an amazing guest on the show.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah.